Is there any good news in the cross of Jesus Christ for LGBTQI plus individuals like me, like you, like all of us, the LGBTQ community? Meron bang mabuting balita ang krus ni Jesus para sa ating mga nasa LGBTQI plus community? When in truth, the cross and the death of Jesus on the cross has been used to oppress us spiritually, emotionally, and socially. The church, the many other churches, goes on a guilt trip by accusing us and our sexuality and gender identity as the cause for the death of Jesus on the cross. We are told repeatedly that Jesus was sacrificed on account of what they defined as our sinful desires and longings for affection. We are taught, that the blood of Jesus was payment for the corrupt way we see ourselves and we feel ourselves as a gendered or non-gendered person, or the rebellious manner that we want to dress or express ourselves. What is the good news of the cross when its very image is not only the horrible death and torture? It's not only an image of a horrible death and torture, but it has been used against me, against us, in the same way. When the cross as a clear symbol of suppression is used by my fellow Christians, by our fellow Christians, the very same way against us. But there lies the answer to the question. Andun din yung kasagutan. What is the good news of the cross? For each time the cross is used against me, against you, as a queer child of God, we see the man who was crucified because he dared to proclaim not only himself as a child of God, but he dared to proclaim that everyone is a child of God. For each time the cross is used to smear me and anyone with guilt by the Sanhedrins of today, I see the anointed one. I see the cross of the anointed one who was shamed and condemned by the Sanhedrins of his time for not strictly following the law and for daring to interpret the sacred scriptures differently. For each time the cross is used to exclude me or anyone, I see the one who was taken outside of the holy city, the one who was excluded and executed for including those who did not fit into the religion and society of their time, of his time. I do not think that Jesus was made to suffer and die, was not just made to suffer and die for the petty sins of individuals. I'm sure that God, whom we say is love, is more than willing to forgive and to understand petty sins, petty individual sins that doesn't require a blood sacrifice. I cannot even believe in a God who requires a blood sacrifice. But rather, Jesus died. Jesus died because of the systemic sins of exclusion, injustice, racial, and religious oppression. Jesus did not die. Jesus did not die because you are gay or transgender. Jesus died because they cannot accept anyone and everyone who was different. Jesus did not die just for the sins of the world. Jesus died because of the sinfulness of a world that was unfair and unloving, a world that cannot accept diversity. Jesus died and continues to die with those that the world continues to kill today. The good news of the cross is that Christ continues to suffer and die with me, with us, the poor, the marginalized, and the exploited. The good news and indeed the power of the cross of Jesus Christ is in solidarity. The cross is a symbol of solidarity, being one with us even unto suffering and death. The Apostle Paul tells the Christians in Rome in his letter to the Romans, Romans chapter 6 verse 8, "For we have died with Christ." But thinking more about it, maybe it is actually the other way around, and it becomes even more profoundly meaningful and true. That it is Christ who willingly died with us. It is Christ who died with us so that we who were killed by the same authorities who killed him may live once more. It is Christ who goes searching for us in our tombs, graves, and in our closets, so that He may raise us up and set us free. The power and the message of the cross is not in the way it was taught to us, in the way of atonement. The power and the message of the cross remains rooted, nakaugat, in the power and message of Christmas, in the message of the Incarnation, in the story of the Incarnation, that God became human and died as a human to be in solidarity with those that this world have excluded and exploited. Let us therefore reclaim the power and good news of the cross as solidarity. Si Kristo na nakikiisa, nakikipamuhay, nakikisangkot sa ating buhay at pakikibaka hanggang kamatayan at hanggang muling pagkabuhay. Amen.